in breaking development just coming in from the United States. Former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger has died at the age of 100. Kissinger served as America's top diplomat and national security advisor during the Nixon and Ford administrations. This is the news that's just coming in. Of course, we'll continue to bring you all the developments. Now, in a statement, Kissinger Associates, a political consulting firm he founded, said that the German-born former diplomat died at his home in Connecticut. This happened just a few moments ago.
Definitely a big figure there in the United States. During his decades-long career, Kissinger played a key and sometimes controversial role in U.S. foreign and security policy. We've just got news that, of course, he's passed away.
Prize winner, of course, is big news that is coming in. This happened just a few minutes ago.
Diplomat, political scientist, geopolitical consultant. He played a major role in U.S. politics all through the years.
Right, and he has been an active past in his centenary, attending meetings in the White House, publishing a book on leadership styles as well, testifying before a Senate committee about the nuclear threat posed by North Korea. Now, in July 2023, he made a surprise visit to Beijing as well to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping. Now, this is the latest that we're getting. Henry Kissinger, a Nobel Peace Prize winner and a diplomatic powerhouse whose service under two presidents left an indelible mark on U.S. foreign policy, died just a few moments ago, as per Kissinger Associates Incorporated.
Kissinger was a Jewish refugee who fled Nazi Germany with his family in 1938 and has been in the United States. He excelled academically and, of course, graduated and reached different heights, completely scaled newer heights in U.S. politics, a major figure in U.S. all through the decades, not just the years.
Now, Kissinger's reign as the prime architect of U.S. foreign policy waned with Nixon's resignation in 1974. He continued, however, to be a diplomatic force under U.S. President Gerald Ford and offered strong opinions throughout the rest of his life. Of course, as we mentioned, he's been an active figure in U.S. politics. While many hailed Kissinger for his brilliance, broad experience, of course,
he was a controversial Nobel Peace Prize winner as well. Diplomatic powerhouse, to say the least, whose service under two presidents left an indelible mark on U.S. foreign policy.
Now, from what we do know, so far, Kissinger died at his home in Connecticut, as per Kissinger Associates.
Kissinger had been active past his centenary, attending meetings in the White House, publishing a book on leadership styles and testifying before a Senate committee about the nuclear threat posed by North Korea. Even
also
in July,
important to note that he developed, in fact, the practice of shuttle diplomacy to bring a halt to the 1973 Yom Kippur War, of course, in the backdrop of the Israel-Hamas war that we're witnessing currently. This is an important and noteworthy contribution of Kissinger's as well. And he developed, as I mentioned earlier, the practice of shuttle diplomacy to bring a halt to the 1973 Yom Kippur War.
Earlier this year, in July, he had made a surprise visit to Beijing to meet Chinese President Xi Jinping. And also to let you know, in the 1970s, he had a hand in many of the epoch-changing global events of the decade while serving as Secretary of State under Republican President Richard Nixon. He has been a former U.S. Secretary of State. Everyone knows how important that position is for U.S. politics and global politics. The German-born Jewish refugees' efforts led to the diplomatic opening of China, landmark U.S.-Soviet arms control talks, expanded ties between Israel and its Arab neighbors, and the Paris Peace Accords with North Vietnam. Kissinger's reign as the prime architect of U.S. foreign policy waned with Nixon's resignation in 1974. Still, he continued to be a diplomatic force under President Gerald Ford and to offer strong opinions throughout the rest of his life. His quotes are still used all over the world, and he never minced his words regarding America or others.
Views about Kissinger as well, Ford in fact called Kissinger a super secretary of the state. Now, this is the latest that we're getting right now. This is the news alert that's coming in from the United States. Kissinger died at his home in Connecticut, as per Kissinger Associates. Of course, we'll continue to bring you all the developments on this as and when they do come in. This is what we do know so far. A Nobel Peace Prize winner, diplomatic powerhouse, Kissinger died a few moments ago in Connecticut.
He was born in 1923. He's passed away in 2023 at the age of 100. He turned 100 in May earlier this year. He was born in Germany and moved to the United States with his family in 1938 before the Nazi campaign to exterminate European Jews. Anglicizing his name to Henry Kissinger, became a neutralized US citizen in 1943, served in the army in Europe in World War II, and went to Harvard University on scholarship, earning a master's degree in 1952 and a doctorate in 1954. He was on Harvard's faculty for the next 17 years.
Now, in 1973, in addition to his role as National Security Advisor, Kissinger was named Secretary of State. Intensifying Arab-Israeli conflict launched Kissinger on his first, as I mentioned, shuttle mission. That is the brand that he, in fact, developed, shuttle diplomacy, which eventually would help bring a halt to the 1973 Yom Kippur War.
This is a breaking development, viewers, of this coming in from the United States. Former Secretary of State for the US, Henry Kissinger, has died at the age of 100. He was born in May 1923 and turned 100 earlier this year. His passing has just been announced. This is breaking news coming in from the US. And of course, Henry Kissinger, we have a lot of file footage playing for you on the screens. This is his life. He's been a rather controversial figure as well for a lot of his quotes. And this is the news which has come in at the moment.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.